What's going on, everybody? Today's video is going to be a little bit more of a technical video. We're going to be installing our new Siren Marine MTC unit and kind of talking about what it does and how it works and everything. So we're super excited to get this thing. The main reasons we got this is to keep Adrenaline safe and also to keep this little one safe. When we were anchored in Florida and working and everything, sometimes we would leave Jetty on the boat, and we wouldn't leave her for long, but we would leave her once in a while. A lot of the time, especially when we're traveling through the Bahamas, we're away from the boat and we want to make sure that the boat's safe. So this pretty much monitors your boat, everything, whatever you hook up. The core of it is the GPS. It tells you where your boat is. It tells you if your boat's moving, where it's moving, but you can also hook up a ton of different sensors, and that includes battery sensors, temperature sensors, motion sensors, high water alarms. You could hook up your bilge pumps, security sensors so that you know if any of your doors or hatches have been opened. So we can be out on our daily diving adventure and just go on our phone. As long as we have some sort of service on our phone, we'll be able to check out the activity of our boat. So that's really cool. We're pretty excited about that. And are you excited about that? All right, so here we go. So the Siren Marine MTC unit uses a GSM signal, which is pretty much a cellular signal. That makes it cheaper, pretty much affordable for most of us, as well as drawing less energy from your batteries to relay the data from the unit to your app. This is what allows you to keep track of all the sensors that you have hooked up to the unit remotely without having to be on the boat. So I can be land-based, or I can be miles and miles away from the boat and still be able to check on it and see what's going on. After I installed the MTC mounting bracket in a dry secure place, I installed the positive and negative lead wires to the unit, which connect to our house battery, and then I connected the wires for the different sensors. We installed 2 temperature sensors and a security sensor, which is just a magnetic reed switch connected to our door. Everything was clearly labeled on the unit, which made it nice and easy. Alright you guys, so we have everything installed, our few sensors, the MTC controller, so let's go to the app. I'll show you a little bit how it works. Alright, so the first thing we have is our house battery. It's at 14 volts, the motors are on, so the alternators are charging the batteries right now, but we can see the hourly view of our battery voltage, the daily view here, so that's when we started the motors this morning, and the weekly view. And then we can set the max and minimum voltage of our battery. So max 14.6, or minimum right now is at 11 volts. So if it goes above or below those, then we'll get alerts. And the alerts that you get depends on how you set it on your app. We get emails, text messages, and notifications on our whatever device we have the app installed on, which is pretty cool. Alright, so we'll go back. We'll go to the next one, which is position. This one is great. Well, let's go to the map first, so you can see exactly where our boat is right now. And I don't have I only have 3G cell service, and that's why it's not loading super fast. So you can see where our boat is in real time. So we'll go back. So that's useful, like in case your anchor drags or maybe your boat's stolen even, you can track and see where it is, so that's pretty cool. And then we'll go to our position. This is one of the features we use the most, and that's enabling a geofence. So we're moving now, Sierra's driving. So let's see if we can set it at like a 200 meter radius, and we'll see how this looks. So there we are now. Geozone entered. And that's our radius. As soon as we go out of that radius, we should get alerted. So there we go. We just exited the geozone. We got a little notification. Probably have an email as well. Might have to. Yep, there we go. So we got our email as well. So there you go. That's one of the features I use the most, and because we're anchored a lot, and when we're away from our boat, we're always concerned about it dragging, especially if the wind switches or increases or anything like that. Temperature, just to monitor the temperature in the cabin and in the battery compartment, make sure there's no fires happening, make sure it doesn't get too hot in here. So that's our daily temperature. You can see it rise throughout the day. Our weekly temperature. There you go, the cycles. And then you can set a max and a min. Right now we have the max temp at 85 degrees and the minimum temperature at 40 degrees. So if it goes above or below that, we'll get notified. That could be really useful if you're like in cold climates in the Northeast. Maybe you kept your boat in the water in the winter. You can know if, and say maybe you have some heaters in it or something to keep things from freezing. You can know if it goes below 40 degrees, that might mean your heater has failed or something like that. You can also hook up your shore power, so you can know if your shore power has failed to your boat. We don't have that hooked up. We don't even have shore power on this boat. And security, here we go. This one's pretty cool. I like it a lot because we can know if anyone opened our door, right there. If someone opens our door, then we'll get notified. So we have to make sure we're armed. We can be armed, aboard, or disarmed. So we're armed right now. So watch this. I'm gonna close the door and then open it. Yep, there we go. Security alert. And then you can see what time and everything like that. So that's pretty cool. And then when we come on the boat, it always reminds us, because we'll open the door, we'll get a security alert, and then we can just make sure that we hit aboard because we're aboard the boat, so we stop getting all these alerts. And then we can look at things like this, like the events, what happened all throughout the day, all our alerts and everything. So geozone, security, temp, anything like that. You can go to settings and you can set track my course, so you can track your course. You can just go through settings and set all the settings that you like. You can even hook up outputs. So if we had something hooked up to output 1, we could click that and it would turn it on. Maybe we have floodlights in the back or an anchor light or something like that. We don't have that hooked up right now. This is showing us that our GPS is working, the green light there. We have cell service on the unit, the MTC unit. So there you go, that's pretty much the Siren Marine app, and like I said, we are hooked up very minimally here. I look forward to hooking up some more sensors and things in the future to help monitor our boat, but that's just the basics. Let me know if you guys have any questions specifically about this, or if there's anything more you'd like me to go over in detail in another video. Let me know what sensors you think we should hook up. I know we really want to hook up our bilge sensors, but we're waiting to get their remote sensors so we don't have to run really long cables all the way to our MTC unit. Awesome guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed below. Give this video a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.